cruising past Mamela must have depressed him. This was clearly not destined to be his day, but Spencer powered on, never to be troubled. To be chased by Lawson, who finished second, and Saron third. As for Mamela, well, his race came to an abrupt halt after touching the bike of Frenchman Raymond Roche. For Spencer, it was his fourth win of the season, and all this preceded by another 250 victory, putting him in an almost unassailable position in that championship. That form was to continue at Le Mans a fortnight later. It was to be a two-man race between the seemingly invincible Spencer and West German Tony Mann. The American's eventual win of 10 seconds means that he pulls 9 points clear to give him the 250 title, probably at Silverstone. For world champion Eddie Lawson, a series of good results were needed for him to retain the title. His start in the 500 race may well have put pay to that. Spencer continued on his way, here with Britain's Ron Haslam and Randy Mamela, totally unperturbed by what was happening around him. Christian Saron goes down when closing on the American at the halfway stage of the race. It was the last serious threat to the man from Louisiana. His 15-second victory over Raymond Roche meant that he was the first man to record 4 doubles in a season in racing history. It's been an outstanding achievement so far, to be in such a position in both classes with competition as strong as it is. What problems has Freddie come up against?
The biggest problem there has been the problem of getting up and down for each race, like the 250 race being first, getting out there and racing it, and then afterwards having to get right back on the 500, you know, just from the emotional side of it, and being just really sharp. We've been pretty fortunate when it comes to not really having any major problems with the bikes. But physically, I knew that it was going to be tough because I've ridden a lot of classes before. So I was in the best shape that I've ever have been for the start of the season. And it's been just a really good challenge. I'm really glad that I did do it. And that's kept me motivated too.
Freddie set up his home here this weekend, right in the heart of the Silverstone complex, in a motorhome he bought all the way from his home state of Louisiana. It's here that he spends most of his time, relaxing with his girlfriend, Sari. He's a man who defies the image of a top-class rider. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he's deeply religious. But does he think that his beliefs have helped him in his racing life?
I really do. I think it's always allowed me to have a pretty positive attitude, and to always know that even no matter what happens, that I have a chance. Yeah. You know, to just basically give me strength in the tough situations, because I know people view it a lot of times, you know, he rides for Honda and this has got maybe the best equipment and all these things, but we struggle like everybody else, you know, which people don't realize. And like in Le Mans, my 250 was the 21st fastest motorcycle out there on the speed gun. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize that, but in a situation like that, when that happens, I'll still feel when we get on the racetrack, I have a chance of winning. And, you know, and I think that my faith, you know, my religion, because the years of it has helped too.
Freddie Spencer's a born natural motorcycle rider. Everything that he does, it seems that he's born to do. He makes the bike and he look as one. His overall control is just quite incredible.
In the 500 class, you have to have a really smooth season, and you have to ride really consistent, and that's what Freddie's able to do. And the 250 riders just can't seem to cope with it. They seem to go really slow and really fast in the race, whereas Freddie sets a pace, keeps that pace, and they just can't seem to stay with it.
I have a lot of respect for Freddie. He's a fantastic rider, you know, and you can't take anything away from him. He's got good equipment, and he's riding well, and the best man will win, and you know, he's there right now. So I don't take anything away from Freddie.
Eddie Lawson's had his fair share of problems this season as well, like the crash in Holland and his bad start in France. Also, his relationship with Giacomo Agostini, his team manager, appears to be a little bit shaky.
Well, you know, we've had our problems, and hopefully, you know, we'll, if we can, we'll try and get them sorted out for next year. If not, then I'll go my own way, and he can go his.
Oh, sounds fair enough. Can't moan at that.
We've gotten off to a slow start, and we're starting to catch up a little bit. And here at Silverstone, you know, it's my favorite track, and it's suited more towards my riding style on the bike. So hopefully we can win this one and get back in the hunt.
Britain's hope in the 500cc class is Ron Haslam. And with Randy Mamler and Wayne Gardner being given the vastly more powerful four-cylinder machines, any chance he had of winning seems now to have gone. Haslam found it difficult to understand why he didn't get the chance.
Being the British Grand Prix, obviously I wanted to do really well here, because all the fans were here. And I tried earlier to get the four-cylinder, and I heard that Wayne was getting one, so I thought pretty sure I'd be getting one as well. And same say, I tried and tried for it, but I don't know why they get it to Wayne. You know, I thought with me being a British lad at the British Grand Prix, I thought for sure I was going to get it, but now I'm really disappointed.
It's Australian Wayne Gardner's second year in Grand Prix, and the chance to get this machine gives him a real boost.
This is only my second day on the bike, and I've spent all full week of last week on four-strokes, so getting used to the two-strokes again is quite a little bit difficult, but it's come along, and it's a shame it's a bit raining today, so I don't know, I just have to keep plugging away.
As far as this race is concerned here, Hondas have given Wayne Gardner a four-cylinder bike the same as yours, and also Randy Mamler. Now, what's the score? Are there any team orders?
Not really, Barry. They, from the beginning, they had really decided to do that after they found out that there was a break in Japan and that Abe and Kinoshita didn't need their bikes, and that we basically have done all the development work that we'd planned to. And, you know, Honda wants to make a good showing here. And, of course, if I can win the race and then get in between Eddie, that would be great for me. But it's kind of everybody's out on their own. You know, I don't think that they're not going to go out there and get in a race with me and take a chance to knock me down or anything.
I think if the situation comes along, of course, we'll still help Freddie, you know, because I think it's just being loyal to the company, really. Yeah. I mean, but there's no actual orders to go out and say, hold Eddie up and let Freddie win.
One of Spencer's main rivals in the 250cc class is West Germany's Tony Mang.
My problem is I have the bike in the beginning, 2 weeks before the beginning, and the world champion. And Freddie tested the
all the winter,
all year before the bike. And I think that's the big difference from me to Freddie.
Yeah, it certainly won't be an easy task for Freddie to win the 250cc on the weekend. In practice, Freddie took a tumble at this right-hander here, which is called Cop's Corner. He was unhurt, though. Silverstone as a Grand Prix race circuit is one of the better ones. It's very flat and it's very fast. The 500cc's will be lapping at an average speed of around 119 miles an hour, getting up to a top speed of nearly 180 miles an hour. Spencer, in my opinion, is not going to have it all his own way in the 250cc class, because there's a lot of other guys that are going quick. For example, Carlos Lobato. And he's just received a new bike from Japan specially for this race. And judging by his pole position in practice time, I think he's going to be the man to beat. In the 500cc class, Freddie Spencer is the odds-on favourite. In the third practice, he was back on top again. If he were to win both titles, what would there be left for him to achieve next year?